Hello and welcome to video number 5. In this specific video, we're going to be talking about creating bonus webinars for your affiliates. This is great for level 1, which is super affiliates and top super affiliates. The big question is, should you have a live webinar or should you have an automated webinar? Let me give you some advantages and disadvantages of both in relation to super affiliates. Now, with a live webinar, you can ask the super affiliate questions, they can ask you questions, people know it's live, you can position yourself to be an expert that they are recommending. So in other words, there will be a higher conversion rate likely because people see that the super affiliate is asking you questions and you're asking the super affiliate questions. So to them, they feel like, okay, this is a live webinar. This person must be an expert for the super affiliate to interview them and so forth. So the way you position yourself is definitely better. The disadvantage is, of course, that it takes more time. And of course, the software, the GoToWebinar costs money and so forth. Now, for automated webinars, and if you don't know what that means, it's basically you record a webinar in advance, and then when somebody comes and attends the webinar, it's basically pre-recorded and automated. With an automated webinar, the advantage is that it takes less time. But the disadvantage is it's not as personal. So I let you make that decision for yourself, but if I were you, I'd probably stick with a live webinar when dealing specifically with super affiliates. Now, I usually use the automated webinar for the majority of time, but if a super affiliate approaches me and says, hey, I want to promote your product, and then I find out that their list converts really well, or vice versa, I approach a super affiliate and I find their conversions are really high, then a lot of times I'll say, hey, I will create a webinar, a live webinar for you and your list. I'm going to ask you questions, you can ask me questions, and so forth. So this helps with branding with the live webinar. Now let me give you an overview of some webinar softwares. If you're going to go and do a live webinar, then I recommend GoToWebinar.com. GoToWebinar.com is the best for live webinars, and you can also record it for later use and automate it later. If you go the automated route, then a software called EvergreenBusinessSystem.com is the best for automated webinars. Now, people will debate what is the best and so forth. I personally like this system simply because it actually looks like a live webinar, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do with this piece of software. And it's very easy to set up once you have a pre-recorded webinar. Now I want to give you a quick and easy formula to creating a webinar that is going to help you convert more sales for your super affiliates. Now, if you're doing a live webinar, then you want to make sure that you have all this stuff prepared and in advance and so forth. So the easiest way to go about doing it is often to prepare by creating PowerPoint slides and so forth. And the beauty of the live webinar is, of course, you can automate it later down the road. Now, the quick and easy formula is this. You want to create a content-packed webinar. You want to do less pitching and more value. So 75% of the webinar in this case will be content, and about 25% will be the pitching. So what you can do is you can choose 3 to 4 strategies, methods, advice, or tips, and basically talk about each of these 3 to 4 strategies, and each of these talk about 10 to 15 minutes in length each, which it gives you about 45 to 50 minutes in pure content. Then after that, you can begin to pitch your product. No hard selling at all, which means don't say go buy this, go buy that, and so forth. Nobody likes to be sold to. You want to appear as a person who is just giving content, great content, and is just providing the product to these buyers. So no hard selling at all. Then the last 15 minutes is for an overview and pitch of the main product. What you can do is you can include bullet points of what's inside. You can also include how they benefit from doing it. Let me talk about what you need to say inside the pitch. You can obviously use your own words when you do the pitch. But I want to give you this example so that you're not stuck in the dark. You can say something like, I hope you enjoyed this content. On this live call, I can only give you a summary type view, but I hope it inspired you to go out and give these a try. If you want even more detail and to get blank and blank and blank, that will give you blank benefit, blank benefit, blank benefit, then I have prepared a blank package for you. So in other words, make sure that you just change these words into your own words. And then you can say the plan is to sell this valuable XYZ training, whatever this your product is, at blank price. And you probably want to put a higher price. But since you've attended this webinar, you get everything below for a super low price. Don't mention the price. You can say click the button below now to get started. So webinars can be very, very powerful, but they do definitely take time. So you want to make sure you do your due diligence, make sure that the person you're approaching is serious, and make sure that in the webinar to ask the super affiliate questions and try to give them exposure too as well to their products and so forth. And if you do these correctly, you'll be able to build rapport and build that relationship with that super affiliate.